The BBC did a leaders' debate without Cameron and Clegg, but Miliband was there, I was there, Plaid was there, the Greens were there, the SNP were there. And I was simply amazed by the audience that I faced in 2015. I simply couldn't believe that when I made arguments about controlled immigration, for argument's sake, which I knew that opinion polls told me 3/4 of the country supported, that I was roundly getting booed. And I did, during that debate, actually look into the camera and say, this audience here is pretty left-wing. Now, of course, I was condemned by everyone for doing it. All I can say is if the BBC produced an audience for that BBC debate that I was in back in 2015 that was hard to the left of centre and wholly unrepresentative of a genuine studio audience reflecting the views of this nation, then what happened tonight was far, far worse. It is obvious to me that there were a very large number of paid-up Corbynistas in that audience. They were cheering him, and that's fine, provided you have balance. They were voluble, they were impolite, they booed one party leader in particular. Frankly, there should be sackings of senior BBC executives quickly and in the longer term. Why on earth are we all forced to pay nearly 150 quid a year when they have the main debate like this and produce that result? And I would also say this: there was no proper Brexit question in that whole 90 minutes. All we got was, when we leave the EU, how can we ensure that we protect living standards and have people with the right skills? Nothing about the renegotiation, nothing about the main objectives. And I felt for all of those things, for those two things in particular, this debate failed. And yes, of course, we had a lot of squabbling, and 7 people is an awful lot of people for one invigilator to deal with. But they are my two major criticisms of the structure and the format of this debate. And you know what? I'm pretty angry about it.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.